Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves because the circus just got a brand new ringmaster and her name is Chrisean Rock. Forget about the Kardashians. Toss aside the Real Housewives because this breakup tea makes every other celebrity split look like kindergarten recess. We're talking about Bino dumping Chrisean Rock. Yes, dumping, as in taking out the trash. Except this trash bag is full of scandals, drama, and receipts hotter than a Waffle House grill at 3 a.m. And here's the kicker. Chrisean didn't just sit back and let the internet speculate. Oh no. She grabbed a microphone, opened her mouth, and revealed the real reason. Bino said, "Bye, girl." And let me tell you, this reason isn't just messy, it's the kind of mess that makes Jerry Springer look like Sesame Street. This isn't just a breakup. It's a demolition derby of egos, lies, betrayal, and secrets so outrageous that Netflix might as well buy the rights for a limited series. So buckle up, because we're about to peel back the layers of this toxic onion. And trust me, it's going to make you cry, laugh, gag, and scream "no way" all at once. This isn't just tea. This is an explosive confession that changes everything. All right? Let's rewind this chaotic reality show called Chrisean Rock's Love Life, because trust me, if you blink, you'll miss 3 scandals, a Twitter meltdown, and at least one broken TV somewhere in Los Angeles. Chrisean Rock, the queen of turning heartbreak into headlines, was supposed to be living her best fresh start era with her new man. Bino, social media hyped them up as the rebirth of toxic romance, like Bonnie and Clyde, except with less loyalty and more Instagram lives. People thought this was the chapter where Chrisean would finally leave the Blueface circus behind. Fans were rooting for her, saying things like, "Yes, sis. Finally, a man who ain't trying to ruin your credit score and embarrass you on Twitter." But as usual, Chrisean had other plans. Because instead of happily ever after, we got happily never again. Out of nowhere, Bino pulls a Houdini and dumps Chrisean faster than Kanye unfollowing Pete Davidson. And the world was left scratching their heads, like, wait, he left her. People don't leave Chrisean, they just get dragged by her until the police show up. But here's where the story flips. This wasn't some quiet breakup with a joint statement and a sad playlist. Oh no. This was public, messy, and hotter than a fresh Popeyes biscuit with no water in sight. And Chrisean herself lit the match. She went live. She spoke out. And the words that came out of her mouth had people gasping so loud, you'd think they were watching the final episode of Game of Thrones, except this ending actually made sense. So what did she reveal? What could possibly make Bino say, "Nah, I'm out," after only a handful of months? According to Chrisean, the reason was simple but savage. Bino couldn't handle the real her. Yeah, let that sink in. This wasn't about money. This wasn't about fame. This wasn't even about another man lurking in the shadows. Chrisean claimed Bino dumped her because he thought he was signing up for the Instagram highlight reel version of her. The glam, the energy, the viral chaos that gets millions of likes. But behind the camera, he got the unfiltered, uncut director's extended version of Chrisean Rock. And apparently, it was way too much. Now, of course, Chrisean didn't say this calmly over coffee. She said it the Chrisean way, full volume, tears in her eyes. An energy so raw it could power the Las Vegas Strip. "He couldn't take it," she shouted. "He thought he wanted me until he had all of me." Cue the internet. Within minutes, Twitter was on fire. Memes started rolling in like Amazon Prime deliveries. One viral post read, "Imagine thinking you can handle Chrisean Rock when Blueface himself tapped out like 3 times. Another said, "Dating Chrisean must feel like living inside a TikTok sound on loop." Savage, yes. Accurate, also yes. But here's where it gets wild. Some fans weren't even shocked. They were like, "We Ben knew Bino was in over his head." Because honestly, Chrisean is the storm. Bino looked like a beach umbrella not built for Category 5 drama. Let's pause and really break this down. Chrisean Rock isn't just a person. She's a walking headline generator. This is the same woman who made reality TV look scripted because her real life was way more chaotic. She's the same woman who can go from crying about loyalty to throwing hands in less than 10 seconds. And Bino? He thought he was going to tame that. That's like buying a pet tiger and then complaining when it bites. So when Chrisean revealed that Bino dumped her because he couldn't handle her realness, it wasn't just tea. It was gasoline on an already burning dumpster fire. Fans started debating in the comments, was she too much or was Bino too soft? Some argued Chrisean is just being herself. If you can't handle her energy, don't date her. Others clapped back saying being yourself is fine. But if yourself includes screaming matches at 3 a.m. and turning every argument into a live stream, maybe you're the problem. Ouch, Stott. And of course, lurking in the background of all this chaos was Blueface, the ghost of toxic relationships past. People couldn't help but bring him up. Funny how Chrisean said she was moving on from Blueface, but her new man left for the same reasons. One commenter wrote, "Another added Blueface walked so Bino could run." Now here's where the scandal really gets juicy. After Chrisean's live, whispers started spreading. Was there more to this story than she was admitting? Because let's be real, celebrity breakups are like onions. They have layers. They make people cry. Think sometimes they smell funny. Some insiders claimed Bino wasn't just overwhelmed, he was embarrassed. Allegedly, Bino felt like he was always playing second fiddle to Chrisean's fame, drama, and the constant Blueface shadow that refuses to leave her side. Imagine trying to be the new man, but everywhere you go, people are like, "Hey, aren't you the guy dating Blueface's ex?" That's not a relationship. Okay, that's a PR stunt with feelings attached. But whether or not that's true, Chrisean doubled down on her narrative. She told her fans, loud and proud, that she was too real to fake it and that if Bino couldn't stand the heat, he needed to get out of her kitchen. Bold words, considering her kitchen has more smoke than a Snoop Dogg concert, and this is only the beginning. Because, as we'll see, once Chrisean started talking, the dominoes of drama began falling one by one. Reactions poured in, memes exploded, and suddenly, this breakup wasn't just personal, it was public property. And let's be honest, when Chrisean's private life becomes public, it's like watching a fireworks show where every single rocket explodes at once. Loud, messy, and impossible to look away. So buckle up because the first reveal was only the appetizer. The main course. Oh, that's where the real chaos begins. If you thought Chrisean's revelation was the peak of drama, oh honey, you clearly forgot what show you're watching. This isn't some Hallmark breakup special where people exchange tissues and say, "It's not you, it's me." Nope. This is Love and Hip Hop energy turned up to nuclear meltdown levels because once the breakup news dropped, the internet went into full-blown apocalypse mode. Think about it. Twitter was foaming at the mouth, Instagram turned into TMZ with filters, and TikTok. TikTok became the Wild West. Everyone and their grandma was making a duet about why Bino left. Some people even started role-playing as Bino packing his bags in the middle of the night, whispering, "I can't do this anymore." But here's where it gets really spicy. Celebrity reactions. And let me tell you, celebs treated this breakup like the Super Bowl. Everyone had commentary, and not a single one of them was subtle. First up, Blueface, of course. The man cannot resist inserting himself into Chrisean's storyline, like that one extra who won't stop blocking the camera. He hopped on Twitter, or X, if you're one of the 3 people who actually call it that, and typed, "Told y'all, ain't nobody built for that. Should have listened to me." And just like that, he reignited the entire internet's obsession with the Chrisean Blueface toxic universe. Fans dragged him, saying, "Bro, didn't you literally do her dirty for 2 years straight?" Sit down. But secretly, they couldn't deny the man had a point. Then came the secondary wave. Other rappers, influencers, and even random reality stars weighed in like it was their civic duty. Cardi B liked a post shading Bino for being too soft. 50 Cent, never one to miss an opportunity for shade, posted a meme of Bino running from a burning house with the caption, "This you." The internet lost it. Meanwhile, TikTok creators went into production mode. One viral skit showed a guy pretending to be Bino on the phone with his mom. Like, "Ma, she just threw my Xbox out the window again. I can't live like this." Another video blew up with the caption, "Dating Chrisean is like surviving Squid Game. Most don't make it past round 1. Brutal." Yes, hilarious. Absolutely. But not everyone was laughing. Some of Chrisean's loyal fan base came swinging harder than a Mayweather combo. They claimed Bino was weak, that he couldn't handle a strong woman. That men always say they want real until they actually get it. One fan posted, "Y'all call it toxic, I call it passion." And the replies, "Sis, passion shouldn't come with a side of restraining orders now." Let's pause because here's where the plot twists harder than a Shonda Rhimes season finale. Rumors began swirling that maybe, just maybe, Chrisean wasn't telling the full truth. Chrisean wasn't telling the full truth. One so-called insider claimed, Bino had been complaining privately to his friends that life with Chrisean was like dating a camera crew. According to him, every fight, every disagreement, every single messy moment turned into content for the internet. Imagine trying to argue about dishes, but suddenly 2,000 people are in the comments telling you you're wrong. That's not a relationship. That's a Twitch stream gone rogue. And if that wasn't enough, screenshots started leaking. Alleged texts from Bino surfaced showing him venting that he was tired of being compared to Blueface. Tired of fans bringing up old drama. Tired of never being seen as just Bino. Whether those texts were real or fan fiction, the internet didn't care. The narrative was too juicy to resist by this point. Memes had escalated to Olympic levels of savagery. One viral TikTok stitched together footage of Chrisean yelling, throwing things, and crying on various lives. Set to the audio of a man sprinting away with squeaky sneakers. Caption POV. You're Bino leaving the relationship, over 3 million views. And counting. But then came the most shocking twist yet. Chrisean herself doubled back and added fuel to the fire. She went live again, claiming that Bino wasn't just weak, he was insecure. According to her, he couldn't stand the spotlight, couldn't stand the people loved her chaos, and couldn't handle that she didn't dim her energy for him. She basically said, "I'm not about to shrink myself for no man." The internet split like Moses parting the Red Sea. Half the crowd cheered, shouting, "Yes, Queen, stand tall." The other half rolled their eyes and said, "Shrink. Sis, you're not shrinking. You're setting the whole house on fire every Tuesday." And here's the thing. Debates started spiraling into something much bigger. Suddenly, it wasn't just about Chrisean and Bino. It became about gender roles. Toxic relationships, the limits of keeping it real, and whether or not chaos can ever truly be called love. Think pieces started popping up on blogs. YouTubers began dropping hour-long analysis videos. Some even said this breakup revealed more about our obsession with messy celebrity culture than it did about the actual couple. But let's not get too academic, because the raw entertainment was too good. Remember when I said every celeb had something to say? Even comedians jumped on board. Cat Williams was trending after a clip from his stand-up went viral where he joked, "Dating Chrisean is like buying a pit bull. You better love that energy because it ain't never turning into a golden retriever savage." The situation had now evolved into a cultural event. Every day brought a new meme, a new rumor, a new reaction. Fans were joking that this breakup had more coverage than the presidential race. And honestly, they weren't wrong, but amidst all the chaos, there was one question that kept haunting people like a Netflix cliffhanger. Is Chrisean telling the truth about why Bino left? Or was there more skeletons in this closet waiting to be dragged out? Because with Chrisean, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Every revelation is like scratching the surface of a volcano. And as the internet kept digging, we started finding clues that the story wasn't over. Which brings us to the aftermath, the ripple effects. The reputations, the scars this breakup left not just on Chrisean and Bino, but on the entire social media circus that eats this drama up for breakfast. And trust me, when I say aftermath, I mean aftermath. Explosions, fallout, and consequences that even Chrisean didn't see coming. So, here we are. The dust has settled, or at least as much as dust can settle when Chrisean Rock is involved. Because, let's be real, with her, every ending is just the pilot episode for the next season of chaos after the storm of breakup reveals, memes, celebrity shade, and Twitter riots. The real question became, what now? What happens when the hurricane finally passes and all that's left is the wreckage? Well, buckle up. Because the aftermath of Chrisean Rock and Bino's short-lived romance hit harder than a Moriyu. Are not the father revealed? First off, Bino himself? Poor guy went from mysterious new boo to national clown in about 3 business days. He tried to go silent at first, deactivate socials, stay off lives, maybe let the internet's goldfish memory move on. But nope, the internet doesn't forget. And screenshots. Screenshots are forever. Everywhere he went, people threw jokes his way. Fans slid into his comments with pitbull emojis. One guy even wrote, "Bro got folded like a lawn chair after 2 months. Should have trained for this relationship like Navy SEAL boot camp." Ouch. And let's not pretend Bino didn't feel it. Insiders whispered that he was embarrassed, not just by the breakup itself, but by how Chrisean painted the narrative. She told the world he was too weak, too insecure, too soft, and in the hyper-macho image-obsessed world of clout chasing. That's basically social suicide. Being called broke is one thing, but being called soft by Chrisean Rock? That's a stain you don't wash off. Meanwhile, Chrisean, she was thriving in the spotlight like a Kardashian after a divorce. Every live she did racked up insane numbers. Blogs couldn't stop covering her. YouTubers were pumping out daily updates like it was CNN breaking news. And Chrisean knew exactly what she was doing. Every tear, every rant, every "I'm just keeping it real" moment fed into her brand of unfiltered chaos. For her, heartbreak wasn't a tragedy, it was content. But let's dig deeper. Because the cultural impact of this breakup went way beyond 2 messy people arguing on Instagram. It became a symbol, a case study, a debate that had people choosing sides like it was Marvel versus DC. Team Chrisean said, "This is what happens when strong women refuse to dim their light for fragile men. Period." They hailed her as a queen for not apologizing for who she is, for demanding that her partners accept her in all her raw, unedited glory. Memes started circulating calling her toxic Tina Turner, and fans wore it like a badge of honor. Team Bino, on the other hand, said, "Nah, this isn't strength. This is chaos." They argued that being real isn't an excuse for constant drama, public fights, and emotional roller coasters that leave everyone dizzy. To them, Bino wasn't weak. He was smart for escaping before things escalated into full-on court cases. One viral tweet summed it up. "Y'all calling Bino soft, but I call him a survivor. That man needs therapy and a vacation." And then, lurking like Voldemort, there was Blueface. You thought he'd fade out of the narrative? Absolutely not. This man turned the breakup into a personal victory lap. He threw shade at Bino, gloated about how he warned the world, and even hinted that maybe, just maybe, Chrisean wasn't done with him. Fans couldn't tell if he was trolling or dead serious, but either way, the drama triangle was officially reactivated. But here's the twist no one saw coming. The public started turning the mirror back on themselves. Why do we love this mess so much? Why are millions of people glued to every Chrisean live like it's the season finale of Euphoria? Because deep down, Chrisean represents something society can't get enough of: raw, unapologetic chaos. She doesn't filter it, doesn't fake it, doesn't polish it for PR teams. She gives it to us straight, messy, and uncut. And in an age where everyone else is carefully curating their Instagram grids, that level of unhinged authenticity feels like a car crash you can't look away from. Still, authenticity comes with consequences. For Chrisean, her reputation as too real to handle might make her a fan favorite, but it also makes her almost undateable. Who's lining up to be next after Bino? Not many volunteers unless they've got nerves of steel and a death wish. Already, jokes started flying about needing a Chrisean survival guide before dating her. Someone even made a fake book cover titled, How to date Chrisean Rock and live to tell the tale. The internet is undefeated, but for all the laughs. The breakup revealed something deeper. Chrisean Rock is stuck in a cycle. Every new man becomes a storyline. Every relationship ends in chaos, and every single time. The internet eats it up like popcorn at the movies. She's both the victim and the villain of her own saga. She's the hurricane and the wreckage. And that contradiction is exactly why she keeps trending by the end of it all. Bino disappeared back into the shadows, probably somewhere trying to rebuild his peace and avoid pitbull memes. Chrisean, she stood tall, proud, chaotic as ever, daring the world to keep watching. And of course, we did. Because let's be honest, as long as Chrisean Rock is around, scandals don't end. They just evolve into the next headline. So what did we learn from this breakup? That love, when it comes to Chrisean Rock, isn't measured in roses and candlelight. It's measured in Instagram lives, public meltdowns, and meme counts. That being with her isn't just dating, it's a full-time reality show contract. And Bino, he learned the hard way that not everyone is built for that level of realness. But here's the kicker. If you think this is the last we'll hear of Chrisean Rock's love life, you're dreaming. The next man, the next scandal, the next viral meltdown. It's already loading. Because Chrisean doesn't just live life, she live streams it. And that, my friends, is why the internet will never, ever log off when her name pops up. Ever log off when her name pops up. And there you have it, the breakup saga that shook social media harder than an earthquake in LA. Chrisean Rock revealed why Bino packed his bags. And the internet has been spinning ever since. Was it because she's too real? Or was it because he signed up for a love story and got cast in a 24/7 reality show instead? Either way, we've all been fed and baby. This was a buffet of drama. But don't you dare think this ride is over. Because with Chrisean, today's heartbreak is tomorrow's remix. And by next week, she'll probably be trending again for throwing shade, throwing hands, or throwing furniture. And you already know we'll be here to catch every single second of it. Now, let me talk to you. Yeah, you sitting there binge-watching chaos like it's a new Netflix drop? If you laughed, gasped, rolled your eyes, or even paused to Google, "Is Bino okay?" Then smash that like button like it owes you money. Go ahead and subscribe because this channel is your VIP pass to the madness. We don't do boring. We don't do watered down. We do scandal, sarcasm, and savage truth bombs on repeat. Drop your hottest takes in the comments. Was Bino smart for leaving or weak for tapping out? Is Chrisean a queen of raw honesty or a walking tornado in designer sneakers? Let's hear it and don't hold back. Because if the internet has taught us anything, it's that opinions are the real fuel for drama. Stay locked in because the Expose Express never slows down. New scandals, new chaos, and new jaw-droppers are always loading. And remember, in the rumor mill of fame, today's secret is tomorrow's headline. This is Expose Express signing off before Chrisean goes live again.